Hi Chris, for today's task analysis, we're going to work with you on how to cook eggs for breakfast. And I would like to thank my daughter Ellen for videotaping me. So let's get started. The first step is set out the wire whisk on the counter. So I'm going to set out the wire whisk on the counter. Here it is. And check. Next step is set out the spatula on the counter. Here's the spatula, and check. The next step is set out the small frying pan on the counter. Here's the small frying pan, and check. Next is set out the measuring cup on the counter. Here's the measuring cup, and check. Next is set out the measuring spoon on the counter. Here's the measuring spoon, and check. Next step is set out the plate on the counter. Here's the plate, and check. Next step is set out 2 eggs on the counter. Here are my 2 eggs. And check. Set out the bag of shredded cheese on the counter. Where did the shredded cheese go? Oh, here it is. And check. Set out the tub of butter on the counter. Here it is. And check. The next step is place the frying pan on the lower right-hand burner of the stove. So I've got the frying pan. The lower right-hand burner is right here. And check. The next step is to use the measuring spoon to scoop out 1 tablespoon of butter. So let's see, this is 1 tablespoon. And I'm scooping out 1 tablespoon of butter. And check. Next I'm going to put I might need an extra spoon to get this out. So we're putting the butter inside the bowl of the pan. And check. Next is turn the dial for the lower right-hand burner on the stove to low-medium heat. So the lower right-hand burner is right here. And I'm going to put it on low-medium heat. And what we're going to do is the next step for my next step, I'm going to pick up the pan handle. I picked up the pan handle and check. Tilt the pan lightly so the heated butter melts over the whole bottom inside the bowl of the pan. So I'm going to tilt it, and if you take a look closely, you can see that the butter's melting. We're going to keep doing this for a couple minutes until the butter melts, because we want the pan to be greasy. One thing I might do for the sake of the video is I might heat it up a little higher so that the butter melts faster. And you can see that I'm tilting the pan. I'm not touching the stove, but I'm tilting it so that the butter melts and it's greasing the inside of the pan. And we want the inside of the pan greased so that the eggs don't stick to the bottom of the pan. You can see it's melting. It's melting some more. It takes a couple minutes for it to completely melt. So I'm going to leave it here because you've got an idea for tilting the pan. So I'm going to put that down as a check. So I'm still tilting it. I'm tilting it until it melts. It's still melting. And for the sake of the video, so that you're not watching 5 more minutes of me doing this, I'm going to look at the next step.